What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today on a rainy day, that is, for the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 14, Episode 15. Not Michelle Obama is the name of the episode. Alright, you guys, so before we go ahead and just get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel, if you guys are not subscribed, I need you guys to do me a solid favor. Stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do me that favor by subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, sharing the video, and with that, you guys, without further ado, let's discuss the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Where my AirPod case at? In my pockets. Shall we? Alright, you guys, so this episode, we pick up where we left off, right? So we're at the dinner where Ross told the women not to fuck with his wife, right? Oh, I said that in the first few minutes of the video. Hopefully we get monetized. If not, it is what it is. So Kenya is upset, and I was on Candy's side because Candy was kind of trying to figure out, like, why are the ladies so upset? Like, y'all went on a catamaran, so what's the big deal? And then Kenya's thing is, saying you should have checked on them, but she was working, and I get it. She probably wasn't working all day, but I mean, y'all are grown-ass women, so I don't understand why she needed to check on them. So Sanya is talking to Ross, and she's like, she's kind of surprised that Sheree would even come at her because, she, Marlo, and Sheree, they made a pact to turn, have a good time, turn up when they got to, Jamaica. Sanya, I don't know why anybody would think that Sheree is their friend, but hey, go off. So then Candace says, so everyone is upset that they didn't go to the outfit, but once again, Sanya, we all do work, so she was working, so it's not like she could take the time away to just call and see how everybody was doing. Which is true. And even like, the woman is working, she's filming for iFit. It's not like she can. Here's my thing with Kenya and with Sheree, because Kenya, the day before, you were late to when she went out to show them where she lived at and everything. You didn't make it to that. You found other means of transportation to get there. So if you really want to go to this iFit filming, you could have went with somebody in production. You could have found a way to go there. So I'm not feeling her with that. Now Marlo, I want Marlo to put the up to the shut, because she keeps talking about, John left her the first day, so Kenya doesn't have anybody to argue with. Girl, what they got to do with the price of tea in China? John was a hired extra. Shut up, Marlo. So then we see the next day. So the next day, Sandy is still doing some iFit stuff. So we see her. She's shot Marlo a text saying, hey, I want you to be the temporary host while I'm doing iFit. I was like, Marlo, girl, okay. So Sheree is going to be going as well. So then we see Sheree. So Sheree is pitiful. The interesting thing about Sheree is, earlier in the day, they were showing a marathon of Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 1, and we saw that fashion show. The fashion show with no fashions, where she blew up the sketches. Girl, that's not a fashion show, but okay. So Sheree is running into the same issue that she had almost 15 years ago, where she had no samples, and she has 3 weeks until this fashion show. And on top of that, the day that she's probably gonna have to move the fashion show, because the day that she wants, they're not available for a book. And I'm like, girl, at this point, she is not coming is a hobby. She's a dud is not gonna happen, you guys. I don't feel like this shit is gonna happen. If she does put something on that website, you guys, by the finale, which we got 2 more episodes left. If on the finale episode Sheree has put something on that website, I will purchase something, and I will come back and eat crow and be like, you know what, Sheree put up her fashion stuff. If she put up the mats, if she put up the water bottle, you guys hear me saying this to you guys, if Sheree put anything up on their website to sell, I will buy something. And I mean it. I will buy something, and I'll come back for the reunion, and I'll show you guys where I've purchased it and where it's been ordered. I would do that. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. So then we see Sheree. So she did meet Sanya. Now Sanya was finished with her eye fist stuff, right? So we didn't see Marlo. So Marlo was telling the rest of the ladies that Sanya, she is having her be the interim host until she returns. Candy was like, why would Sanya put Marlo in charge when Marlo has issues with most of us here? And then Candy was like, why would she put this woman in, this thirsty person? Baby, like I said on Twitter last night, Marlo couldn't lead me to the gates of hell. I wouldn't do shit with Marlo. So then we see Sanya. So Sanya is talking to Sheree. And she feels like so Sanya understands where Sheree is coming from about how she felt about not feeling uninvited to the I Fit Right, but she doesn't understand Kenya. And I was like, but how do you understand one but you don't understand the other? That doesn't make sense. Either you can see both Sheree and Kenya's side, or you see neither one of their sides, but you see Sheree's, but you don't see Kenya's. I was confused by that. So then she said she doesn't understand where this shift between she and Kenya has come from. Let me tell you where the shift has come from. It's the fact that now no one is saying that you can't be friends, be cool with Marlo, right? But it feels like when you become cool with Marlo that you've become a little bit nasty to Kenya. And you guys know that Kenya is not one of my favorite people on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I can always defend Kenya. I can defend right when it's right and wrong when it's wrong. And in this situation, like I just said a minute ago, how does she understand how Sheree felt, but you don't understand how Kenya felt? Like, Sanya is a flip-flopper, skyscraper. I see you climbing that motherfucking, I see you climbing it. But here's my thing. The question is, how did she become so cool with them? Because you guys remember, earlier in the season when she disinvited Drew from her Mommy Nation photo shoot, right? She invited Kenya and she invited Candy because she felt closer to those two after the New York trip. So when did you become so close? You went from being so close to those two, but now you closer to Marlo and Sheree. Where'd that flip come? Like, it's one thing to be cool with Marlo. It is. It's another thing to feel like, and I think that's the other thing is, especially when y'all were on that trip, that Marlo's trip. When y'all was on Marlo's trip, like, you saw the way Marlo was doing Kenya, but you defended Marlo over Kenya. That was where the flip came from. That's where the flip came. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. So then we see the ladies. So they went out to lunch, and baby, this is one of the reasons why I don't do birds. And that's my whole thing. I'm not a picnic type of guy. Don't take me on a picnic. If we can go on a picnic, make sure that if we go by a tree, make sure that there ain't no birds in the tree. Make sure there ain't no birds in the tree. Make sure that there ain't no squirrels in the tree. Because I don't do birds and squirrels. I can do squirrels. I can't do birds. I don't like birds. Something about birds just freak me out. Their eye. It's their eye. If you ever look at a bird's eyes, I don't know what their eyes just look so weird to me. Ugh. Because I remember the time I went to Atlanta, and the birds in Atlanta are soldiers. Just like the squirrels in Texas are soldiers, so the birds in Atlanta. Don't see it for the birds. And then the bird started shitting on the table. Now, I'm going to hope and pray that bird didn't shit on Candy's food, because if the bird had shit on her food, but I'm going to take it didn't. I think it just got her and Todd, and Candy was like, bird poop or no poop. I don't miss a meal or a bag. Girl, if the bird poop touches my food, the bird can have the food. So after that, we see the ladies. Some of them want to, Marlo, she didn't want to sit at the table. Now her friend, the gay man, the florist, why was he being extra shady? I didn't understand that. Sir, mind your business and go the hell away. So Marlo is talking to Sheree and Monyetta about, the situation with her and Candy, right? Now, I was talking to Ralph because, when I found out that Ralph was not adopting his son, it made me feel away. But you chimed into a conversation that had absolutely nothing to do with you at the time. So then all Candy said was That's mighty hypocritical for you to sit there and talk about Ralph and his son, but you gave your nephews to your other sister. Pot, please me kettle is what she was basically saying. And y'all talking about that she needed to mind her business. Well, Marlo, take your own advice. If Candy needed to stay out of your business, you needed to stay out of Ralph's business. Like, Marlo gets on my nerves. She gets on my last damn nerve. So then after that, we see, after they do the eating, they went on those bamboo rafts. Now, I will say that those bamboo rafts, looking at them things did not look sturdy whatsoever. It would have been a hell no for me. But it did look, but watching them on the bamboo rafts, it did look like it was fun and very peaceful. So you see Sheree, her messy ass, she's talking to Kenya about Sanya, and then we see Sanya and Marlo talking. Sanya, once again, this is one of the issues with you and Kenya now. Why are you talking to Marlo about her? It'd be one thing if you talk to Candy about her. It'd be one thing if you talk to Drew about her. But Marlo, her enemy. Okay, girl, go off. I feel like you finna get red at the reunion. I feel like she's gonna get red at the reunion. So Kenya's talking to Sheree, and she's telling Sheree how, she just basically felt the way about Aaron standing up at the table and saying don't fuck with his wife. Now, like I said last week, I wasn't against Aaron, and I'm still not against Aaron. What Aaron could have done differently, not cuss. You could have stood up at the table and you could have been like, hey, it felt like y'all all ganging up on my wife. Like, if one of y'all, it's one at a time. Like, don't just gang up on my wife. That's all you could have said. So Kenya felt like Ross was being aggressive. Do I think Ross was being aggressive? Not necessarily. If you guys think he was being aggressive, let me know in the comment section. We can discuss that. But I don't feel like Ross was being aggressive. I just feel like his approach was a little bit, it wasn't the best approach to have, right? All right, you guys, so I'm going to pause here and we're going to wrap up the episode. So we see all the ladies as they're getting ready for dinner. So Drew won't be joining them because her foot has gotten even more swollen since the last time they saw it. So we see Monietta. So Monietta went to talk to Candy. And she told Candy that, she talked to Marlo and she and Marlo are bonded. Candy says, fuck that bond. Amen. So Candy says, Marlo, she does this all the time. I'm tired of Marlo. She will do this. Y'all get into it and then she will use her upbringing. So I'm just tired of Marlo. And I would be too, because that is Marlo's go-to. Her upbringing. Like, girl, we get it. You were raised in a foster. We get it. You had a fucked up upbringing, but don't use that as an excuse for every terrible mistake, every terrible decision you make. Stop doing that. So they go sit down at dinner. We find out that Candy and Marlo have on the exact same top, just different colors. Candy's is black and Marlo's is green. So Marlo and Candy, they do talk about the beef that they have, right? Now, the thing that threw me at the end of it was when Marlo says, that doesn't stop Candy from, still having the beef with me. No, ma'am, Marlo, you have the beef with Candy. You're the one that keeps talking about Candy. Even after you guys have made up, y'all made up here, then at the Candy and the Gang season 1 premiere party, you told Candy that you said some things about her and you want to apologize to her. She said she didn't want to hear it right then because she wants to see it on the show. Because y'all have already made up. She wanted to save it for the show and more so save it for the reunion so that way y'all can address it at the reunion. So, yeah, Marla. And then you went on Carlos King's podcast and continue to talk shit about her. If Candy should really stop fucking with Marla at this point. But Candy does say to her that, she wasn't making things about Michael and William. She loves Michael and William. She said she was just making a true statement. And Marla said, I was too. She said, no, you wouldn't. The statement that you made about my husband was not true. And she says, I'm not Michelle Obama. When you go low, I don't go high. When they go low, I go high. No, baby, when you go low, I take you to hell with me. So then Sanya, she decided that she wanted to address Kenya. You guys, this is draining as hell. Sanya feels that Kenya has been ungrateful, and also that while they've been at the dinner table that she's been looking down, which I did notice that at one point that Kenya was looking down, but I don't know what she was looking at, if she was looking at her phone. But I mean, Sanya, she does have a child, and her child is there. So if she looked down at her phone, just chalk it up to maybe she's has something to do with Brooklyn. It ain't that deep. Now, I did not like when Kenya said that, when it comes to Sanya, that she can't, she's very inarticulate with expressing herself. I think she's very articulate. I think the issue for me with Sanya is Sanya had a lot of energy for Drew this season for an issue that had nothing to do with Sanya. But when it comes to Kenya and Sheree and the rest of them, you ain't got no energy for them, but you gave it to Drew for no apparent reason. It makes no sense to me. So they make up with each other. I don't care. So then Candy and Marlo made up at the airport over KFC chicken. Y'all know the way to Candy's heart is through her stomach with some food. But that's it, you guys. This episode was pretty filler, if we're going to be honest with you. It was a filler episode. Nothing really happened. And I think we got, like I said, I think we have 2 more episodes next week, and then the week after that is the season finale, followed by a 3-part reunion. So, yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications, you guys. Share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, you guys. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.